Hi, my name is Sabrina, and this is my critical issue speech. Throughout the nation and the world, cardiovascular disease remains one of the most critical health risks, regardless of age, sex, and ethnicity. Factors such as diet, exercise, being a smoker, and genetics all play a role in how likely a person may be to develop cardiovascular disease and possibly have a cardiovascular event. These events, such as myocardial infarction, which is a heart attack, or ischemia, which is heart tissue death, can result in long term impairment to heart function and the ability for your heart to pump effectively. Over time, the habits we adopt and bring into our lives are the markers for how healthy our heart is and how long it will last that healthy. Cardiovascular disease is so common, it is found in each and every place in the world. According to the World Health Organization, quote, cardiovascular diseases are the leading cause of death globally, taking an estimated 17.9 million lives each year. They are a group of disorders of the heart and blood vessels and include coronary heart disease, cerebrovascular disease, rheumatic heart disease, and other conditions, end quote. Being the leading cause of death globally, this should direct our attention to the fact that we need to pay attention to it the most. Most people are not even aware that they have some form of cardiovascular disease. If routine exams such as triglyceride levels and lipid panels were more frequent, such as twice a year instead of once a year, for those already struggling with increased factors like obesity or diabetes, this could help maintain trends of blood levels and allow for a care team to quickly intervene if things are progressing rapidly. I believe that insurance companies should allow for more frequent testing of those who fit into certain cardiovascular risk groups and allow patients more abilities to monitor their care. The biggest factor for a cardiovascular event is high blood pressure. According to the Center of Disease Control and Prevention, quote, high blood pressure is a major risk factor for heart disease. It is a medical condition that happens when the presence of pressure in our blood in your arteries and other blood vessels is too high. The high pressure, if not controlled, can affect your heart and other major organs of your body, including your kidneys and brain, end quote. High blood pressure can be caused by many factors that we can control in our daily lives and some that we cannot control. For example, we can control our diet and how we balance our meals. We might, however, not be able to control our kidneys' ability to clear waste from the body, resulting in fluid retention and oftentimes high blood pressure. For the factors that we can control, eating a heart-healthy diet and keeping our sugar levels under control can decrease our risk for cardiovascular events. The Mayo Clinic website hosts a list of extremely helpful information about reducing the risk of cardiovascular disease. Another risk for cardiovascular disease is living a sedentary lifestyle. In terms of exercise, the best thing for your heart to remain healthy is to perform cardio-style exercise, such as running, jogging, swimming, and walking. The American Heart Association recommends, quote, get at least 150 minutes per week of moderate intensity aerobic activity or 75 minutes per week of vigorous aerobic activity, or a combination of both, preferably spread out throughout the week, end quote. In order to solve this aspect of increasing risk for cardiovascular disease, we need to encourage more exercise habits from a young age and sustain it throughout your lifetime. Maintaining a healthy relationship with movement and falling in love with exercise can help to stick with it and keep your risk for heart disease low. Some of the most uncommon risk factors for heart disease include those that are genetic. Genetic cardiomyopathy is one of the most common forms of genetic heart disease that there is. According to the Genetic Cardiomyopathy Awareness Consortium, quote, cardiomyopathy is a relatively common yet little known group of diseases of the heart muscle that tend to progress over time and affect the heart's ability to pump blood throughout the body and or cause irregularity of the heart rhythm. Inherited cardiomyopathy is the most common form of genetic heart disease and is a predominant cause of sudden cardiac death in individuals under the age of 35. End quote. This generic form of heart disease affects nearly 1 in 250 people worldwide. Genetic factors cannot necessarily be avoided, but knowing that you are already at risk for heart disease before adding any other negative factors, such as poor diet or sedentary lifestyle, can be helpful in reducing the risk of a major cardiac event. In conclusion, cardiovascular disease remains at the top of the list for the globe for critical issues. These 18 million people per year lose their lives to cardiovascular events that are brought on by heart disease, affecting the entire world. There is some common ground in knowing that it does not pick favorites. It can affect anyone in any place of the globe. Therefore, we need to play our own parts in preventing it from creeping into our lives by maintaining an exercise regimen, eating a heart-healthy diet, and reducing bad habits such as smoking. While genetic factors cannot be avoided, we can use them as tools to understand that we may already be closer to a major cardiac event than others. Maintaining our heart health can set us up for a lifetime of wellness and a life of long happiness.